Hi, myself Raja. Welcome to echem.com. I'm here to make chemistry easy for you. Let's begin n factor, valency factor. So n factor calculation for various compounds. For example, acids been taken. To calculate the acids, n factor, number of H plus ions replaced per mole of the compound to be taken. If the compound is being given base, for that number of OH minus ions produced by 1 mole of the compound to be considered as n factor. If the reaction is oxidation, for that reactions number of electrons lost per mole of the compound to be considered as n factor. Okay, in the case of reductions, number of electrons gained per mole of the compound to be considered as n factor. So n factor, so it is defined for 1 mole of the compound. It is defined for 1 mole of the compound, you have to keep in mind. Right, for the salt you want to calculate n factor, then total charge carried by the cation has to be considered as n factor for that, from 1 mole of the compound. Right, if the reaction is redox reaction, then n factor to be calculated for that. So based on change of oxidation state per mole of the compound to be taken. So like this, okay, using this we can calculate the n factors for various compounds over here. So let's illustrate the examples for this. I am taking now calculation of n factor for acids. As I told, n factor calculation for acids, that is number of hydrogens replaced. For example, I am taking here H2SO4. H2SO4 1 mole compound if you take, it gives 2 moles of H plus on complete dissociation plus SO4 2 minus. So that n factor to be taken as 1. Similarly, if I want to calculate n factor for orthophosphoric acid, on complete dissociation it gives 3H plus PO4 3 minus. This is the reaction I am taking. So 1 mole of the compound is giving 3 moles of H plus, so that n factor to be taken as 3 for this. Right, n factors, it is not the same in all the conditions, it may be varied. That is depending upon the nature of the reaction or the nature of the substance. See, for example, I am taking here one reaction. Sulfuric acid is reacted with NaOH, giving NaH2, NaHSO4, sodium bisulfate plus water molecule. Corresponding salt and water is obtained. Now, if I want to calculate the n factor for this, how many number of replaced hydrogens? Only one. Okay, among 2 hydrogens, okay, 1 hydrogen is remained. So that 1 hydrogen is replaced by the sodium. Therefore, n factor to be taken as 1 for this reaction to calculate, okay, equivalent mass for the sulfuric acid. Same reaction, 2 moles of NaOH I am taking, H2SO4, treating with 2 moles of NaOH and is giving Na2SO4 over here. All 2 hydrogens are replaced over there. Right? 2 sodiums are replacing here the 2 hydrogens over here. 2 sodiums are replacing the 2 hydrogens. Therefore, n factor to be taken as 2 for this reaction, okay, for H2SO4 to calculate equivalent mass. So n factor is changing here, equivalent masses also will be changed on the calculations, right? Now Next, let's go for calculation of n factor for bases. N factor for bases. So as I told that for bases, calculation of n factor is being taken number of OH minus ions produced by 1 mole of the compound. For example, I am taking calcium hydroxide, the line. On complete dissociation, it produces 2 moles of OH minus ions and 1 mole of calcium 2 plus. So here 1 mole compound is giving 2 moles of OH minus ion. Therefore, n factor to be taken for this as 2. Right. So like that, any component you can take. Aluminium hydroxide. How many? 3 OH minus ions it can be produced. That's why n factor to be taken as 3. Okay. Now let's calculate here n factor for salts. N factor for salts. As I told, to calculate n factor for the salt, total charge carried by the cation you need to take. So total charge carried by cation. For example, I want to calculate n factor for aluminium trichloride. Now this is a salt. In this, aluminium carries here plus 3 charge, right? Each chlorine carries minus 1. 3 chlorines minus 3, obviously aluminium should carry plus 3. So obviously that is equal to 3. The n factor to be taken. So oxidation state, whatever we have, okay, for the case of salt of cation, okay, that you have to take, and if it is more than one species present in 1 mole of the compound, that number of species we have to multiply it. Let's take that also. For example, I am taking here Na2SO4. In this, okay, this component, if you take sodium sulfate, each sodium is carries plus 1 charge. So in fact, if you want to calculate for 1 mole of the compound, okay, charge, that is 1 into, okay, how many sodiums, the number of species you have to multiply, that is equal to. So n factor, okay, for this component to be considered as 2. So like this, anyone you can calculate, taking here number of, okay, species present in 1 mole of the compound carried the charge here. Now let's discuss here. Let's discuss n factor calculation for redox reactions. For redox reactions. Redox reactions consisting 2 half reactions. One is oxidation, another one is reductions. Let's go for this oxidation n factor calculation here. Oxidation n factor calculation for oxidations. For example, I am taking here one half reaction. Zinc is converting into Zn2 plus 2 electrons. Right. So 1 mole of the zinc is losing 2 moles of electrons. Obviously, the n factor to be taken. Okay, how many moles of these electrons are, okay, given by the component, so that here n factor for this to be taken as 2. Let's have one more example. For example, I am taking aluminium. Aluminium loses 3 electrons from 1 mole of the compound. Obviously, n factor to be taken as 3 for this. So like this, okay, oxidation reactions, half reactions, number of, based on number of electrons given by 1 mole of the compound to be considered as what? N factor. Okay, now let's calculate n factor for reductions, reduction reactions. Right, as you know the reduction reaction, the process in which, okay, component takes electrons and gets reduced itself, that we can say reduction. For example, I am taking here copper 2 plus, taking 2 electrons over here and converting it to copper solid 2. number of electrons taken for one mole of the compound, that has to be taken as n factor for this case. N factor will be a 2 for this. One more reaction. Aluminium 3 plus ion, 1 mole compound, taking 3 moles of electrons, and this gets converted into aluminium solid over here. So 3 moles of electrons to be considered as n factor for this as 3. So likewise, okay, we can calculate here for the reduction reactions the n factors. Let's go for the calculation of n factor for a normal redox reactions. Normal redox. Okay, I am taking complete redox reaction. Normal redox reaction. So for example, Danielson reaction I am taking here. Copper 2 plus gives copper plus zinc, Zn2 plus over here. In this reaction, zinc is converting into Zn2 plus with the change of oxidation state 0,2 plus 2. So total 1 mole of the compound, if you take a zinc, right, change of oxidation state 2, so that n factor to be taken as 2 for this, right. If you go for the reduction for the copper here, converting copper ion into copper solid, so change of oxidation state plus 2 to 0, so total overall change the oxidation state will be on 2 units, 1 mole of the compound, so that we have to multiply 1, as overall is equal to. So with respect to either n factor oxidation or with respect to reduction, if it is the same, then n factor for the reaction to be taken as same for this. Any one to be considered, either oxidation and reduction. Right? Generally, in normal redox reactions, number of electrons involved for both half reactions will be the same in the balanced equations. So that either with respect to oxidation or with respect to reduction, so we can give the n factor for the reaction. Now let's go for the calculation of n factor for disproportionation reactions. Disproportionation reactions. Disproportionation reactions. Disproportionation reaction in the sense, the reaction in which a single element possesses 3 different oxidation states, which undergoes both half reactions, oxidation as well as reduction. Such type of reactions we can say disproportionation reactions. Let's have one example here how to calculate the n factor for disproportionation reactions. Okay, so if the n factor of oxidation is equal to n factor of reduction in the disproportionation reaction, if you see that, then the n factor of the reaction we can take any one of it, either with respect to oxidation or reduction. Let's see, taking one example for that. For example, decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen. Hydrogen peroxide, okay, 2 moles I am taking here, this 2 moles. Right? Oxidation state of oxygen in this hydrogen peroxide is -1, here -2, here 0. So one element oxidation is showing 3 different oxidation states, that's why you have to be called as a disproportionation reaction. Now in this case, okay, 1 mole of H2O2 is undergoing oxidation and another mole is undergoing reduction. If you take H2O2 is giving O2, oxidation state changes for oxygen -1 to 0. Right, 1 mole compound if you take for this, change of oxidation state -1 to 0, that is 1 unit. But how many oxygens are there? In 1 mole of the compound 2, so that you have to multiply here 2. So total to be taken as 2 with respect to -1 to 0, oxidation number is increased, oxidation. Right, now this is a 2 to be taken as n factor for oxidation. N factor for reduction, converting hydrogen peroxide into water H2, change of oxidation of oxygen from peroxide -1 to -2. How many units? 1 unit again, -1 to -2, 1 unit being changed here, right? but 1 mole of the compound is having 2 oxygens, so that you have to multiply here 2. That is equal to 2 with respect to reduction. This is a reduction. Okay, so here oxidation reduction, the N factors will be the same. That's why for this reaction, okay, N factor to be taken as 2. Right? Now, let's go for calculation of N factor. Let's go for the calculation for N factor when N factor oxidation not equal to N factor reduction. In this condition, the disproportionation reaction. For example, I am taking here chlorine. Chlorine changes to Cl minus plus ClO3 minus. Change of oxygen state here. This one element is changing oxygen state differently here, oxidation and reduction, and giving two different products over here. So separately we have to take the reaction when they give the redox reaction, disproportionation reaction, to calculate N factor. So Cl2 is converting into Cl minus. This is 1/2 reaction, changing from 0 to -1. Oxidation number increased or decreased? Yes, it is decreased, 0 to -1. So that this is a reduction over here. In this, how many units been changed? 0 to -1, 1 unit been changed. For 1 mole of the compound, okay, I want to see that how much been changed. 1 chlorine changes the number of units here 1, but 1 mole of the compound is having 2 chlorines, 2 moles of chlorines here, so that you have to multiply here 2. That is equal to 2. So this is N factor in the case of half reaction reduction. If you take half reaction again with another product, ClO3 minus over here, change of oxidation state -0 to +5 here is for the chlorine. Right, overall change for 1 chlorine 5 units, but how many chlorines you have for 1 mole of the compound? 2 chlorines, so that you have to multiply by 2. So overall you get 10. Right, so if N factor oxidation, N factor reduction is different. The different I got now, 10 and then 2. Right, to calculate the N factor for overall reaction, we have one expression, that is N factor oxidation into N factor reduction divided by N factor oxidation plus N factor reduction. This is the formula to be used. Right, in this formula you have to substitute these values here. This oxidation I got over there, that is 10 overall, into for reduction I got here 2 divided by 12, that is equal to 20 over 12, that is equal to 5 by 3. This is the N factor for the case of the disproportionation reaction of given reaction. Right, so like this, any disproportionation reaction we can take in which N factor oxidation not equal to N factor reduction, you can calculate by using this formula. You have to remember this formula to calculate it. Right. Now, I want to calculate N factor for intramolecular redox reactions. Let's see how. For example, I am taking here KClO3. From this compound, one element undergoes oxidation, another element undergoes a reduction. So from same compound, two different elements are undergoing oxidation and reduction. That we can say intramolecular reduction. Right. If you calculate oxygen state of the chlorine, here is +5. Here becomes -1. Why? Because potassium +1. So elemental form of oxygen to be taken as 0. The oxidation state over here. Change of oxygen state, chlorine to here this chlorine, +5 to -1, +5 to -1. So total change for this will be a 6. If you want to see one shortcut method, I will tell you, +5 plus 4, plus 3, plus 2, plus 1, 0 and minus 1. See that how many units being changed. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That's what I have taken as 6. 6 units being changed here. Oxidation state from this chlorine to this chlorine over here. So 1 mole compound I have taken. In that 1 mole, only 1 mole of chlorine is there. That's why I have to multiply this 1. You will get 6. Right. If you see the change of oxidation state with respect to oxygen from -2 to 0. Okay, 1 oxygen change of oxidation state to -2 to 0, 2. But 1 mole compound is having 3 moles of oxygen, so I have to multiply with 3. That is equal to 6. Right. Now again here in this intramolecular redox reaction, okay, change of oxidation and reduction will be the same. That's why N factor for this reaction to be taken here either with respect to oxidation as well as reduction, so that we can take N factor for this as 6. Right. Now let's go for calculation of N factor taking balanced equations. Balanced equations. So one trick I will give you here to calculate this N factor for balanced equations. So N factor according to this, N factor is equal to number of electrons involved in the reaction completely divided by stoichiometric coefficient of each and every component wherever you want to calculate N factor. You have to take this expression. This is a trick. Let's take one example for this. A hypothetical reaction I am writing, 2A plus 3B gives 4C. This is a hypothetical reaction. In this, 12 electrons are involved completely for this reaction. Right. So this is 12 electrons involved in this complete reaction. If I want to calculate N factor for C, that is equal to number of electrons divided by its stoichiometric coefficient. If I want to calculate N factor for this B, then N factor B is equal to 12 over 3. For the case of A, N factor, if you want to calculate N factor A is equal to 12 divided by 3. So like this, okay, number of electrons, how many involved, okay, you have to take, and if you want to calculate N factors for each and every component, you have to divide, okay, number of electrons by the stoichiometric coefficients which are present in the balanced equation. This is a trick. Let's have an example for that. Let's have an example. For example, I am giving here same reaction I am taking. KClO3 gives KCl plus O2. I am balancing this equation, 2 moles, 2 moles and 3 moles. This is a balanced equation. In this case, I want to find out N factor KCl, N factor KClO3 and N factor for this oxygen. To calculate N factors for each and every component, I want to know total number of electrons involved in the reaction over here. So let's find out this. So taking change of oxidation state for any one component. I am taking here change of oxidation state for the chlorine here. Chlorine in this potassium chlorate, that is a +5, changes to -1. Total, how many units being changed? 6 units being changed for this. This is for 1 mole compound. But how many moles I am taking in the balanced equation? 2 moles of potassium chlorate. So total number of electrons involved in the reaction is 12 electrons. If you want to calculate N factor for oxygen for this, total number of electrons 12 divided by its stoichiometric coefficient, 12 by 3. That is equal to 4. N factor for KCl, if you want to calculate, 12 over 2, that is equal to 6. Previously we got same thing we got here. Even if you take a balanced equation, you get same only. And N factor for KClO3 we want to calculate, then number of electrons involved divided by its stoichiometric coefficient 2, that is also 6. Like this, you can take any balanced equation and find out total number of electrons and calculate N factors for each and every component. Very easy, right? Now next, let's go for calculation of N factor. Calculation of N factor for the components, for the reactions, okay, undergoing different elements with the same process, either maybe oxidation or reduction. Right, let's have some more examples for this. I am taking here, for example, I am taking ferrous oxalate FeC2O4 converting into ferric plus carbon dioxide. Right, in this reaction different elements from same compound is okay giving or proceeding with same type of the reaction. Let's see how. Ferrous oxidation state of the iron is +2, here becoming ferric, that is oxidation state +3. Oxidation state of this carbon in this is +3, here becomes +4. Right, so both iron and carbon is undergoing here okay oxidation with increasing oxidation number. Look at this change of oxidation state for iron +2 to +3, that is the 1 unit for 1 mole of the compound. Right, change of oxidation state for the carbon from +3 to +4, okay, so 1 unit for 1 carbon, but 1 mole of the compound is having 2 moles of carbon, so that you have to multiply here this 2, that is equal to 2. Right, if any reaction proceeding with different elements, a same process, it may be oxidation and reduction, then n factor to be taken as summation of n factors of all the half reactions. Half reactions. These half reactions should be the same. It may be oxidation or reduction. Right? So now this in this above reaction here, iron and carbon is undergoing both of them oxidation. So that n factor for above reaction to be taken here. Okay, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, that is equal to 2. Right? So let's illustrate one more example. Let's illustrate one more example. For example, I am taking here AS2. Okay, S3 I am taking is converting into AsO4 3 minus plus SO4 2 minus. This is the reaction I am taking. Let's find out which type of the reaction it is, oxidation or reduction. So arsenic oxidation state in this case +3 and become here +5. So oxidation state is increased. This is oxidation. Right? Now here sulfur oxidation number here -2 being changing into +6. Oxidation number again here is increased. That's why overall if you take this reaction as a okay oxidation reaction. Right. So now I want to find out here n factor with respect to arsenic as well as with respect to sulfur. So 1 mole of the compound if you take, change of oxidation state +3 to +5, that's 2 units being changed. 1 mole compound is having 2 moles of arsenic, so that you have to multiply here this, that is equal to 4. 1 mole compound is consisting 3 moles of sulfur over here, 3 moles of sulfur. 1 sulfur change of oxidation state -2 to +6, that will be 8 units. Okay, so 1 mole compound is having 3 moles of the sulfur, that's why I have to multiply here this 3. So obviously total will get this here is 24 and then here 4. So n factor for this above reaction to be taken 24 plus 4, that is equal to 28. Right. So like this we can go for the calculations here n factors. So I hope all of you understood this. Okay, I want to give one homework. Just try this and answer and put it in a chat box. Let's find out here this K4 FeCN taken 6. So this is a compound I am giving. Find out n factor for this and the answer put it in the chat box. Okay, thank you so much.
If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Bye.